turns out that the left in America is not polling very well with young men. And this is bewildering. I mean, the Democrats are the party of compassion, of empathy. Why aren't they managing to attract young men? So I decided to watch some of the campaign footage, and what I saw was absolutely puzzling and bewildering. Basically, most of Harris's campaigns, they start with her faking a couple of accents and then saying that Trump is bad and he's a fascist, and then they go to what makes America run. Like, that is abortions, right? Like, you need to understand the pillar stone of American society is the cat lady. This is why they got upset when J.D. Vance was insulting the cat ladies. Like, you can talk about the economy being poor, you can talk about immigration, you can talk about the crime rising, you can talk about the drug epidemic, but you cannot, you cannot talk about the cat ladies. Like, you do not understand, that is the voting base of the Democrat. That is who they do it for. Like, whenever there's a war in Ukraine, whenever there's a conflict, and soldiers are sent to battle on behalf of the American empire, it is for the cat lady. Like, that is the emphasis of the Democratic Party. So, with that in mind, abortion is a very important topic, right? Like, it's in almost every single rally. And I'm watching this video with absolute puzzlement and bewilderment. So, they have...
To put it bluntly...
How many doctors? Like, let's count the doctors. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10... Over 20 doctors, give or take. That's a lot of doctors. Now what I found bizarre is the fact that they're wearing lab coats. Being a doctor, like the doctor uniform, is not a religious symbol. It's not like the hat that Jewish people wear, whatever it's called, kippah, right? Whatever. It's not like a burqa. Like you can take it off when you're outside the hospital. God will not punish you. It's literally how it works. In fact, the uniform itself is dirty. Like, you wear it in the hospital where there are germs and sick people, and you do not want to take it home unless you put it in a bag and then you throw it right into the washing machine, right? Like that is the purpose of the doctor lab coat. But I guess they just wanted people to know they're doctors, right? Like, they wanted to display the doctoriness. And also they have stethoscopes at a rally. Again, when I was at med school, I just want to point out, like most people don't like the lab coat. It's not very comfortable. I mean, it's not bad either, right? But like, the moment you can take it off, you take it off. And you definitely do not carry the stethoscope with you wherever you go. Unless, of course, you want to listen to someone's asshole. Like, I generally don't get it. But like, that just, within the first 3 seconds, it just struck me as odd. Like why are they all dressed in lab coats? Why are they all having stethoscopes? But then I'm thinking, you know what? At least that is the safest place on earth, right? Outside of a hospital. Like, if anyone gets sick, if anyone faints or something like that, you don't have to worry. There's like 20 doctors there. Surely you're going to get some help. So, let's see what happens when someone actually does get sick.
Necessarily becoming ill and dying.
Right? So, hold on. I missed the speech. This is important.
Women are, to put it bluntly, women are unnecessarily becoming ill and dying.
Right, so it will happen that someone actually gets unnecessarily ill at the convention. Let's see if they avoid dying, because this is also interesting. Uh-oh, someone's calling for a doctor. Did you hear that? Medic!
Nationwide, I think someone needs some medical assistance over here.
Yeah, no fucking shit. There's a lot of angles of this footage. Like you cannot create worse optics if you even try. Like, if someone told me, V, I want you to sabotage Kamala Harris's campaign, and I see this, I'll be like, but there's nothing else I can do, man. Like she's already a professional at it. So, I don't know how it's like in America, but in Eastern Europe, if something like that happened, all of them would rush in. Like, the idea that you can save a human life is pretty much why most doctors go into med school. Like, you have a rare opportunity to save a life, and you save it in front of the cameras. Like, not only that, but like, people get to see you, it raises your prestige as a doctor, so why didn't they rush in? Like, why didn't they just jump off the stage in order to try to help that person. I heard three explanations. One is horseshit, and I'll discredit it right now, and the other two are plausible. The first one that is horseshit is that, maybe it wasn't within their profession to provide CPR. Like, maybe they were like gynecologists or abortionists or something, like endocrinologists. I don't know like what field they specialize in, but maybe they were like lab doctors, right? So they don't know how to provide CPR. Bullshit. If you did med school, not only did you learn how to do CPR, you learn it like 3 or 4 times in different fields. You learn it at cardiology, you learn it when you do the general practicing, you learn it at pediatrics, you learn it if you pick like, there was an optional in my country which was literally first aid. Every single med school student, even the dumbest ones that fail exams, even they know how to provide CPR. It's so simple that in my country, if you want to take a driving license, if you want to get a driving license, you got to do a test. And besides the fact that you need to know the rules of the road, you also need to provide CPR. Like, come on, it's right. Like all you got to do, like first thing is to check and see if there's any hazards, because you don't want to go there and then the next guy that comes in has to rescue 2 victims, right? So like you're looking around to see if there's like any electric cable, if it's a car crash, if there's smoke coming out. Then you go and you inspect the person, you see how they ended up in the situation. So like if they've fallen from somewhere high or if they're in a car crash, you don't want to move them because you can give them spinal injuries. Then you look around and you ask for someone to call 911. And while the ambulance arrives, you start the CPR maneuvers. You start doing the chest compressions, you start breathing in their mouth. And after that, when they wake up, hopefully they do, you move them on the side, so if they puke, they don't get choked with their own vomit, right? Like, all of this, I swear to you, I haven't fact-checked. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, like, someone that remembers it better than I am can correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, I remember this from med school, and I haven't been in a hospital for over a decade, right? So, it is impossible that they didn't know what to do. Come on. So, this brings to the other two possibilities. The first one is insurance. Like, I've been told that in America, insurance is a huge deal, and this is why a lot of doctors will pretend that they're not doctors. If like someone passes out around them, it's because they don't want to get in trouble with the insurance. Now, I don't know how Americans think, and if this is a big problem or not, but like if the cameras are rolling and someone is actually fainting and you go and help, and let's say you actually do get in trouble with the insurance, there will be so many donations to you that there is just nothing that the insurance will ever be able to give you that will match the amount of donations you're getting from people. Like this would be in the newspapers. It would be like, doctor tries to save life, insurance company cuts him off. Like something like that. Oh my god. Like, come on. So, no, but even then, like, let's assume that wouldn't be the case. When I was practicing, I don't know if they haven't changed the legislation, but there were certain situations where the protocol would forbid you to save a life. So, for instance, let's say you're the only surgeon in the hospital. Like, it's a small hospital, it's a small clinic, you're the only one, right, on a big radius, and there's a guy coming with a compartmental syndrome. Basically, they had a car crash, their leg is crushed, they have internal bleeding within there, it presses against the muscles, and it ends up with a risk that if you're not treating him right there, he may have to be amputated or he may die, right? So, like, you need to make a decision. The problem is that the protocol suggested that you need a vascular cardiologist, right? You needed a specialist to assist at the operation. Many times, that specialist may not have been there. Like, maybe he's asleep. Maybe he's in vacation. Maybe he just doesn't want to pick up, right? Like, he's not on call. He's on his free time. Theoretically, surgeons weren't supposed to operate. Do you know how many surgeons would just start operating, not give a fuck about the protocol? It's like, well, whatever it will be. I mean, I need to save a life. I need to save this man's leg. And theoretically, that guy could have sued them. Like, that guy could have gone to his family. He could have spoken with some people or a lawyer, and they would be like, yeah, the doctor saved your leg, but he kind of botched it. He didn't do it properly. Like, if he did it properly, you wouldn't have lost feeling in this side of the leg or what. And then they can sue, right? But the doctors don't care. Because that's why they took an oath. So, with this mindset, do you believe that anyone would have given a fuck? Like, if you're in a convention and someone is passing out, and you're just staying there and watching. It's like, can someone call a doctor? Well, if you're a doctor and you're not going, why would someone else do it? So that was the second argument. The final one would be that these are stand-ins, right? So like they're stand-ins, they're not actually medical professional. Wouldn't surprise me. Like it wouldn't be illegal, right? Like it's not illegal to hire stand-ins to. So like any of these options are the ones on the table. I don't know a fourth one, right? So either they didn't want to go because insurance. I reject the fact that they don't know how to practice CPR. Like get the fuck out. Or they're paid stand-ins. But let's look at the opposite side, right? Because we were talking about how they fail to reach men. Like the left isn't able to reach young men. Let's see how Trump does it. Now, this happened before the Kamala Harris event, I was told. So it's not like he is trying to one-up her. It's not like he is trying to, hire some actors in order to do this. But he also got in a situation where someone got sick.
What's wrong? Oh. A doctor, please. Yeah. Take your time, please.
So, the man went through 2 assassination attempts. That's why he's got a bulletproof glass around him. And he goes, you know what? Fuck the glass. I'm gonna go see what's happening. The optics of it all. This is what, like, how do you reach young men? This is how you reach young men. When he said fight, 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 it made all the women moist. Even Zuckerberg. Even Zuckerberg from Facebook went in an interview and said, yeah, like that stirred some patriotic spirit inside me. And you had like all the TikTok ladies making videos and talking about how they actually did find that hot. Even left-leaning women were like, oh yeah, no, I don't like the man, but like, okay, that was, that was definitely, yeah. And when you do stuff like that, or stuff like this. Meanwhile, what is Kamala Harris doing? Oh, she's playing, you get AOC playing video games with her running mate during a football match. Like, come on, read the room a little bit. Just read the room a little bit, At least if you are playing some anime shit, maybe people would talk. But you're playing games from the 90s, Crazy Taxi. Good game, I don't get it. Crazy Taxi. It's like, who cares? They're going to watch the football. If you are playing anime shit, then people would play Mickey or something. Snowbreaker. Last Descendant. If they were playing Last Descendant, if Tim Wells was playing Last Descendant, then yeah, like young men would be like, oh, this is interesting. Omoshiroi, let's see how good he is. But you're playing this? Jesus Christ. The thing is, like, I don't know who they hire as consultants. Like, that is the issue. I don't know who they hire as advisors, because I don't think, like, politicians actually think about, how they can talk with the peasantry. Like they don't live with the peasants, right? Like, they live in their own mansions and castles, and they got their personal security, and they have staffers. Like, they don't deal with people like us, with the peasantry. We're foreign for them. So, like, usually they hire consultants that create the bridge between the peasantry and the almighty politician. Wow, he looks like Joe Biden when answering interview questions, doesn't he? So, they hired some of the most disconnected people you can possibly imagine that generally, like, do not know how to tell them how to reach young men. You don't reach young men by talking about abortions. Like, this is how they're trying to tie it now. Because I noticed, like, a new switch in their campaign. They're trying to appeal to young men. It's like, young men, you got daughters and you got wives and they need abortions. And it's like, okay. Right. Young men, for those of you who don't know, appreciates things like this, right? Like, so like young men appreciate displays of courage from their leaders. They appreciate not being ridiculed, not being pandered to. They also appreciate, like, if you're going to do identity politics and you're going to say, this is what you ladies get, you can't go to the men and say, well, yeah, men, You need to make sure that the ladies get. I mean, it's important, but like you need to give them something as well, because otherwise it's just not appealing, you know. And then what men want is to start families, have kids, have the government leave them the fuck alone, have stability, and feel needed. That's what young men want. They want to feel needed. They want to feel like there is a place for them in society. But if you're going to constantly ridicule, belittle, mock, degrade them, and when you finally talk about them, you're like, within the context of like them helping someone else, good luck getting their vote. What can I say? Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.